Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the end of the week, the end of a pretty red week. Other than that little bit of green we had a couple of days ago, it's been a bad week. It's been a bad week on the market. We've had a lot of red. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the job numbers coming out, both sides of the border, up here, down below. So we got lots to definitely talk about. But before we do it, we need to take a gander. We need to take a gander at the market. So give me 1 second here. I'm just going to flip over to the right screen before I pull it up so you don't get the infinite me's. Infinite me's. It's like robot army of Candaces ready to take over or something. Scary thoughts, scary thoughts. All right. That's the Discord. That's not the charts, but here are the charts. We will start with, of course, the Toronto Stock Exchange, the TSX. We're down 0.82%. Now we have, if you look here, at the end of the day, we have had a little bit of a rally towards the end of the day, but I mean, yeah, it's too little, too late to save the day. But I've seen stranger things happen. There is still 15 minutes left, so maybe we can get ourselves a rally, but I wouldn't, if you're a bettor, I would not make that bet. I would not. I think we see, look, it's already turned red. The candle's already turned red. So yeah, red day for sure. S&P 500, same story. Not as strong of a rally though at the end. It's more of a candy cane shape. So that makes me think, of course, of Venezuela, which has officially decided this year Christmas is October 1st. Oh boy. Yeah, you can't make up stories like that, even if you tried. The NASDAQ, even in worse shape, they're down a full 2.41%. Not looking good, not looking good. Dow Jones down 0.95%. Even the commodities, where there's no place, there's no solace today. Commodities down 0.81%. Sorry, the commodities. Gold, that commodity down 0.81%. Silver down a whopping 2.90%. WTI down 1.78%. And of course, OPEC is talking about cutting production because right now there's just not a huge demand for oil, and there's more than enough out there. So prices are not looking good. We're not looking like we're going to see a oil rally anytime soon. And there we go. There was oil. Bitcoin had a bad day too, but it is trying to pick it up. This is the beginning of the day, this first red candle, and it's just been a downward. It's been like that skydiving thing that a certain somebody in the community wants me to do for 5,000 subs, which I'm not doing. Not going to skydive. Ethereum, even worse. They're down a full 5%. So we're going to see a lot of reds when we get to these heat maps. So I should have brought some marshmallows because I could have just roasted them with the heat maps we're about to see here. All right. So here is, honestly, this is not as bad as I was expecting. We definitely have a lot of red when we look at the non-energy materials here. The regular, basically there is a lot of red, but there are, like, the banks are not doing so bad. Look at this, TD's actually up 0.12. Bank of Nova Scotia right at the zero. They're like, we're not going up, we're not going down. We're happy on the line. Fairfax Financial, though, in that sector is down 2.71%. So yeah, look at that. Over here, we got Alimentation Couche-Tard. They're up 1.98%. Let's pull them up for a second here. So they had their earnings the other day, and you can sort of see that a little bit of a drop in here. But since their earnings, even after those earnings, they've been doing well. So they didn't perform as well as expected, but that's fine. They've bounced back really, really well. So we'll have to sort of see. I think with the earnings, a lot of people were thinking that people weren't really focused on the earnings. They were focused on the 7-Eleven purchase and whether or not that's going to happen. So that's going to be an interesting story going forward. Canadian Tire, look at them. They're also in the green. I'll just pull them up. So they've actually been doing pretty well while we've been while the rest of the market's been struggling. So that's not too shabby. Looking at the heat maps, yeah, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. Fixed income is fine. It's gray. That's normally what you're going to see in fixed income. Like you can see there's cash up there, up 0.04%. Of course, these guys are not really going to be pulled down with market volatility. So you got to expect that. All right. And over to a lot more red on the US. Definitely a lot more red. Look at this. Microsoft's down, Google's down, Meta's down, Nvidia's down, Amazon's down, Tesla's down a 7.26%. Remember yesterday, Larry was talking about playing that 2x on Tesla. I hope he got out of that for today because that would hurt. That would hurt for sure. Yeah, I mean, not a lot of saving grace in this market here in the US. Let's look at crypto. Oh boy. This is if you guys think we've seen a lot of red, oh boy, look at this. This is a lot of red from Bitcoin to Ethereum. There's a lot of coins down. Is there any hope at all in Bitcoin in crypto? I mean, there's more than 14,000 different crypto coins. We're going to find one I've never heard of. And as usual, it's a red day. So let's actually grab some obscure green coin. This one here will do. Yield app. I think we've actually clicked on this one before. They're apparently green, but look at this. That's sort of looks like a drive in Saskatchewan. Not much happening there. But nonetheless, that's Yield app. It's a coin. I'm never gonna have Yield app. There's so many coins out there, so many crap coins. I always say, if you want to dabble in crypto, stick with the ones that actually have a function. Like read their white paper, see what they're about. Some of the blue chip crypto, like your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, those they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Solana, I would put that in the same category. Cardano, XRP, these are the coins that will survive the next crypto winter when that comes. Although, tell you, looking at this chart, it feels like a crypto winter, but we're not there yet. We're definitely not there yet, but it's coming. It's coming. That's for sure. All right. It is time to get back into the chats. All right. So we are going to start all the way at the bottom with Funny Books. Welcome, Funny Books. So this here, guys, it's like a super chat, but it's not actually a super chat. It's the channel membership one. So the channel members get one of these free every month. And this is fantastic. I love it. So when I when I'm going through the chats, these take priority, any kind of super chats, including the free membership ones. So I try to get to them. If I see one ahead, I'm going to jump ahead to it. They take priority. We take care of them first. So thank you once again, Funny Books, for being a channel member. And as you guys may not know, September 13th, 1 week from today, Funny Books has sponsored a deep dive on HBA. That's coming out. So you put that on your calendars. Put that one on your calendar. That's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. I can't wait to get into HBA. And I've got the onus. The onus is on me to do a really good job on that one. A really good job. So that's what we're looking at. All right. We're going to jump back up to the top. And we got Enid in the house first. Oh, actually, let's go full screen for this. We have Enid in the house with a hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's good to see you, Enid. It's great. It's great to see you guys here on a Friday. Yesterday, we didn't have a lot of people because I think it completely caught a lot of people off guard. They're like, what? A market close on a Thursday? You never do market closes on Thursday. But it was just boiled down to, once again, I was sick earlier in the week and I had owed a Tuesday market close because you guys had earned that on the on this week. And then I also lost out. I didn't do the Wednesday because I was still sick. So I was like, well, gosh, they lost 2 market closes. They're getting 2 back. So I threw one in yesterday and today, of course. We got Stan in the house with a happy Friday. And we got Marion. Marion says, made it to a close. We'll be listening while working. Hello, all. Hello, Marion. Always good to see you. Muhammad is in the house. Good afternoon, Candace. And he's saying, I love red days. Got some Tesla shares. Yeah, nice. Well, Tesla is definitely down. So what are you guys doing? Are you buying the dip today? Or, as I asked in the little pinned thing up top, are you holding out? Do you think we're going lower? Is this like that dance thing called the limbo or the limba or whatever they call it? Is that what we're looking at, that type of scenario? Or are you or maybe you're doing the smart thing in dollar cost averaging into the red? That could be another option as well. So curious to know what your strategies are with this red market. All right. Kevin Kaz says, afternoon, gang. Wishing I had some funds left in cash to buy some of these dips. Yeah, that's the thing, right? But I mean, we've known for a while September is coming. We know that there's going to be volatility. So here's a beautiful thing. I feel like there's going to be volatility right up to the election. Not, and we can have, we'll put this out there. I also think that October will be a green month, not by much. I think when we measure it from opening spot to closing spot, it might be a little bit above. But I see a lot of volatility. So that's a thing. You're going to have opportunities if you're looking, if you're looking to buy that dip. But here's what I say. So let's say over the next couple of months, you're like, okay, I'm planning to buy, I want to buy some more banks at a reduced rate. So I'm looking to buy more BNS. We'll use Scotiabank. I don't know why I always use Scotiabank, but it's probably because I'm from Nova Scotia. That's probably like a internal biased. So yeah, I mean, in a case like that, what you might do is say like, okay, it's probably going to be down a little bit here and there throughout these 2 months. So maybe I'll just sprinkle those buys out over some of these dips that happen. So that's one option that you could certainly look at. And I think that's a little bit smart too, to do it that way. Of course, the very smartest way is to completely ignore the red, ignore the green, especially if you're a long-term investor, ignore all of this, just completely ignore it and set up a DCA on your high conviction stocks and just sort of let it go, let it run. That's technically, I mean, and for most people, that will make them the most money on a long-term scale. But if you're like me, and you do some trading and things like that on the side, then these dips are really kind of important and they're kind of good to get in there, especially if you're wanting to do a couple of, if you're wanting to do a couple of swing trades, these are the times when, you can make some money. You can definitely make some money. Mario says, good afternoon. Yeah, and we got Jordan. Jordan's in the house. What up, Candace? Hope you're well. I am doing fantastic. I hope you're doing good, Jordan. Getting ready for the autumn, which is coming pretty darn soon. I mean, a lot of people almost assume we're in autumn once Labor Day's gone, but technically it's not until the 20th of September. But we're getting there pretty quickly. That's for sure. We got Sammer in the house, and we were talking about Larry. Word on the street is the sky is falling. And what we were saying about Larry is we were hoping that you got out of the that you didn't ride that 2x ETF that you were in yesterday down with Tesla today. We're hoping you didn't do that. We're hoping. Let's see. Sammer wants to know, what are you guys buying? So what are you looking at? That's a good question. Today, I will honestly say I haven't looked at anything today. Other than a couple, I had some trades going that I was running. So, I was looking at those, but I really wasn't looking at any of the longer term investments. I was also today working on the pictures for, well, you guys know, the this week. And Should I make you wait till Sunday to see this picture? I'm so proud of this one picture. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to pull up the other screen here. We're going to come over here. We're going to go to Canva. All right. And I'm just going to pull up we'll just pull up anything. I'll pull up just blank thumbnail. All right. All right. And the picture I came up with today, there we go. I'll make it nice and big for you guys. I wanted to make a beaver version of Tiff Macklem. So here we go. I now have a beaver version of Tiff Macklem. You're welcome. Actually, I think I giggled quite a bit when I was making it. There's a few of the pictures I made today that that did have me chuckle a little bit. So I certainly did enjoy that. All right, we're gonna pull ourselves back here. Oh, it's time. I'm a minute late. I can't believe it. I got distracted by Tiff Macklem Beaver. Of all the things, I was a whole minute late. Wow, that's I can't believe it. I can't on a Friday, I was late. Oh gosh. It's because you guys are just so great. It was all the interactiveness and that Tiff Macklem Beaver. It had me. It absolutely had me. All right. A VLG says, Happy Friday, Candace. Thank you for one of September memberships. I have had a great time looking at some DUR videos. I enjoyed the hot meatballs one last night. Oh boy, yeah. Oh yes, that was the hot ones challenge. Yeah, that was fun. Now I will say, I still got some de bomb left. So maybe we'll do something on one of the on this week or something, and will put me through some torture. We'll put me through some torture once again. Not the full thing. We'll do like a mini one. I think that would actually be it'll be fun for you guys, less fun for me, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make because we'll do it. We'll do it. People have been calling for it. I'm saying it's gonna happen. Let's see. Jordan is buying physical silver as it keeps dropping, crawls a little back up and drops again. And that's not a bad thing. If you are into physical materials, like physical commodity investing, take advantage of this. A lot of times when we get a huge amount of volatility in the market, a lot of times the commodities don't always come down with them. So they can be really safe places to sort of hedge against, and I don't want to say inflation, I say hedge against volatility. But right now we're in that rare situation where it's sort of like everything right now has been has really been tanking. So, I can't think of anything that has been spared. Well, I can think of one thing that I think is not doing so bad. Let's pull it up. You guys know I'm gonna do it. It's right here, but you know what? It's not even showing. It's not loading. How can it not load? We'll just reload it. We'll reload the site. So I haven't mentioned RMAX in a while, but amazingly, with how bad everything was doing, I looked at RMAX the other day, and guess who's not? Guess who's not having a bad day? RMAX. It's now broke the $18 mark. So just to give you guys, we'll look at the 6 months. So since forming, it doesn't care that the market's going down. It's going up. It's doing fantastic. So I just want to put that out there. I have been talking about RMAX. And for those of you who are kind of like thinking, well, I don't know, she's a little bit too hyped on that RMAX. Maybe the proof is in the pudding. So might be something to look at. Now, we did get our third rate cut, and that does mean a lot less interest for these mortgages, and that's what REITs are all about. So REITs are doing fantastic, and you got to keep in mind that RMAX holds 50% American, 50% Canadian. So we have begun are rate cutting here. And, well, the US is about to start. So we're going to see, middle of September, we're going to get, it's either going to be 25 or 50 basis points. So there's a lot of people thinking that they might open with a 50. So we'll have to see. Now there's also talk here, like we have 3 rate cuts. I believe we have 3. I think we have 3 rate cuts left this year in Canada. And yeah, they're no, I think we only have 2. We don't have 3. We have 2 because I'm sure one of the months we're missing one. So we have 2 rate cuts left here in Canada, and I think we might just get 2 more rate cuts. So that will be fantastic for REITs. That'll be good also for utilities. I think this is going to be strong for utilities. It'll help the banks a bit too. It's a double-edged sword for the banks though, because even though it's going to help with the mortgage issue, it's also going to hurt their revenue a little bit because of some of the money they're making off of stuff. I know I did receive an email from EQ Bank yesterday saying that they're lowering their interest on their savings account there by 0.25% in response to this one. So, you're going to start seeing some of the interest that you're getting on different accounts. You're going to see that starting to come down as well. All right. Marco says, thoughts on Canadian telcos, BCE, TELUS, now the interest rates are coming down. They're going to be another sector I think that's going to benefit. Rogers will probably benefit the most because they've taken on a lot of debt over that whole Shaw purchase. So I think these are going to be a little bit stronger. And I think those of you who've been buying back in the, back when I've been, back when they were right at their very bottom, I think you're going to be happy with these probably over the next year and a half or more. William says, I bought early in September. Now I am red everywhere. I should have waited. But here's the beautiful thing though, William. Waiting works on both sides, right? Yes, maybe you should have waited to buy. Maybe. The problem is you never know what the market's going to do. You can speculate. You can use fundamentals to give yourself a better than average chance of predicting what is going to happen. For example, I will mention, I had a video that came out beginning of the year. It was 5 stocks I think are going to do really well in 2024. I don't even remember what 5 stocks I picked, to be honest. I'm pretty sure Bird Construction was in there. But I got a comment on it today, and somebody was saying, I just back-checked all of these stocks, and 4 out of 5 of them have absolutely flown up in 2024. And they're like, that's a real, they were impressed with that. And I'm like, and I even replied. I said, look, it's not me, it's the fundamentals. It's why, understanding fundamentals is really important, because that's going to give you that edge to predict things like this. Understanding fundamentals, understanding the effects of the environment that a stock sits in really can help you make some informed decisions on this one. And this one here it's been fantastic. And here's the beautiful thing though, guys. When you look at the fact that, yeah, sure, look, this thing's gone from $16 to $18, it's also dropping at 8.983% dividend. Now, this yield, it keeps going down because they keep going up. So I'm okay with that. Now, the nice thing is they seem to have hit this sweet spot, because with a covered call, if you go up too fast, you end up capping some of that top potential. It's just the way that covered calls work. The way you're writing premiums, you have basically a strike price where you're guaranteed you'll sell it. And if you go above that strike price, you're forced to sell it a little bit less than what it's worth. That's where you lose that potential. And then they have to buy back in. So this has been moving. From the looks of it, it's been moving at a rate where it's just not quite hitting the strike price. It may have hit it a few times, but they may have then gotten back in really quickly. But I'm not seeing any evidence. It looks to me like they're kind of very close to that sweet spot. And you got to love it when a covered call ETF is doing it that way, because that's when you can make the most money. That's when you will absolutely make the most money with that covered call ETF. And just looking the fact that it's still going up while the rest of the market's pretty much bleeding, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. CC says, sorry, it's been a while. I bought CLSK at 1180 and then ... Uh-oh. Suspense. Well, CLSK, let's go over there. Let's go CLSK. Here we go. So clean spark. Uh-oh. Those were not good dots. Those were bad dots. Because look at this. We have not. That's not good. That's not good at all. We'll pull up the 6 month. All right. So CC got in at 1180. So where's 1180 here? Right about here. So probably either got in. Well, probably maybe. We'll just assume right here. So got in towards the end of August, and then bang! Look at this. Almost. It's like it's that ski slope they won't let you on if you're a beginner. That's kind of what we're seeing here. Yikes! Yeah, not great. Not great. Now, let's take a couple little. Let's go into the key data here on CleanSpark. Oh boy, yeah, they're in trouble. They're in trouble right now. So when you've got a market that's falling like this, and you've got a company that is sitting in the negatives, so right now they're not profitable. So you can see they got a negative return on equity of negative 16.14. That's going to hurt them big time, and it is. Now you can argue though the one saving grace they have is they have very little debt, so they could use debt to sort of prevent them from to maybe salvage things a little bit. But oh boy, yeah, this is one that I wouldn't get in it. I wouldn't touch it personally. So hopefully you didn't go in too deep, CC. Hopefully not too deep. Yes, and of course that bell. I know. I was like 1 minute late. I couldn't believe it. Kevin Cass says, bought a few shares today of NVHE to add to my position. Nice. Jay says, I got rid of Fortis and Enbridge a little too early. Could have held it a little longer, but it's overvalued for my liking. Well, that's understandable. But right now they are both in a situation where these rate cuts are going to help them big time. So you can already see it. I think you can see it with both, but we'll look at Enbridge just to sort of start with here. Whoops. Let's get rid of that. There we go. All right, we'll just bring in the last 6 months here. And you can see with the rate cuts that began in June, right here's June, they have been moving up. And even right now, look at this. They're still doing okay, even while the market's bleeding. So that is something, definitely something. Now, also keep in mind too, as we start heading into the colder months, they start making more money. So there will be more money coming in. Like right now, I have not had to pay Enbridge pretty much anything through the summer, but another month or so, and because I have Enbridge, that bill is going to start coming in again. So that's something. That is something. Same idea with Fortis. Now, I think Fortis hasn't been as dramatic as Enbridge, but whoops, FTS. Here we go. But you'll see the same. So you see a similar picture here. Let's go to 6 months. Bang. So you'll see right here once again, June, up, a little bit of a falter, but up again, and a little falter there. But it's still the same thing with these companies. So, yeah. I personally, I probably would have held on a little bit. To the very least, I probably would have rode them up until the end of the rate cut cycle. But the beautiful thing is, depending on what you did, like if you sold out of these and you put it into something else that's also benefiting big time from rate cuts, you may have made a brilliant move. But I'm just sort of giving the idea of what I'm seeing with these because the utility companies. Now, there is one exception to this rule. Everybody here, everybody knows what this exception is, I think. A, Q, N, Algonquin. Oh boy. Let's take a look at their 6 months. Well, isn't that a dog's breakfast? Look at that. Like, really? What's up with that? I'm so upset looking at that. I want to have a sip of coffee to make me feel better. Wow. Not great. Let's see. Jungle says took a beating this week, down 4.4%. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, depending on how the next few weeks go, just be prepared for the volatility September. The big thing is to just get your emotions in check. So don't be doing silly things like, something tanks and you just sort of throw it away, well, sell it all. Be careful. Don't give into FOMO. Don't give into FUD. Just sort of play it logically. And I think you'll be fine on the other end. These, the beautiful things about a red month or, even a couple of months of volatility is that there's the other side of that. There's the other side of that. Things start to look a lot better, and there's a lot of people that actually are thinking for Bitcoin anyway. A lot of people are really, really thinking that we're going to see a major October. I'm hopeful. I hope people like Plan B or Right. I think that would be fun to watch and make money on, of course. So we'll have to see how that all turns out. Okay. Oh, thank the banana bread gods, Larry. Oh, I was worried. I was a little worried, but I was like, and I said, Larry's a smart guy. I expected this. All right. So yeah, sold TSLL this morning. High was at 1140. Rebuying now in the 960s. 940. We'll buy it as it goes down. There we go. That's much better. Much, much better. Let's see. Sammer, I just DCA on BTC and increased in my cash position. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. ZS or ZS. Hello to the host and everyone watching Penguin Blue waving tear. Nice. Well, hello, ZS or ZS. I don't know if you're American or Canadian. So ZS if you're Canadian, ZS if you're American. Babek, KZ says, you mentioned to hold on to ENB, and I did. Thanks so much. Could you please share your thoughts on Google? All right. Well, I'm glad you held on to Enbridge because this is the thing. And sometimes I can see something really clearly. So with the utilities, I could see what was going to happen very clearly. And I was telling people, and they were like, they're oversold. They're overvalued. I can't hold them, and I respect that. I mean, if you feel like you need to get out, that's fine. But these were ones here. I thought that it was pretty clear that we were going to get that movement in that direction. And it's always good to hear that, somebody was like, oh yeah, okay, I did my due diligence and I agreed with you. So that's what we went with. And yay, we made some money. Love to hear that. Google. All right. So Google, let's bring Google up here. G. There we go. All right. So good old Google. Right now, there's so much fear going on in the US, especially all around AI. Everybody's thinking, gosh, AI is not making any money. Nobody's making money from AI. Well, Facebook is. So let's not say nobody's making money. Not just Facebook. OpenAI, they released today that they have 1 million paid users. So you're looking at what is it, about $30 a month? That's just for the basic version. So that's like 30 million bare minimum. Now, some of their corporate stuff is even higher. So yeah, they're making a little bit of money. So the thing with it is right now is with everybody being a little bit it's kind of like people want things fast. And it's a funny thing because you also hear people complaining about, nope, they're not paying attention to safety. And if they're not safe, they're getting, AI is going to rise and it's, going to take over everything and we're going to be in trouble. But now when they're going slower, because they are doing it right, people are complaining and people are like, oh, no, this is not going anywhere. The bubble is burst. Let's give up on all of these tech companies. And you can see right now, a big victim of that is NVIDIA. I mean, they had a fantastic earnings, but look at where they are right now. They're down big time. So Google, they have their AI as well. What is it, Gemini? And it is impacting them until they can show. Like Meta's been great because they have been able to demonstrate how they're making money through they're using the AI to basically cater ads to people, and it's working. Of course, it's working. I mean, if you show people ads that they actually of products that they're actually interested in, a lot of people are going to click on those ads. So yeah, that makes sense. And using AI to really narrow it down. Well, yeah. And I can tell you right now, there's many times I've had conversations in the house. I might be talking to Jill, and I'll come upstairs and sit in the computer, and I'll see ads about the things I was talking about downstairs. So I know this is almost a tinfoil. Put on the tinfoil hats. But I swear to you that the Google downstairs is listening. That they're all listening, and because somehow this is not a rare occasion. I can't believe how many times I'm talking about something, I come back and there it is. There's the ad for what I was talking about. So now if I do want to find a product, I'm just going to talk about it, and then I'll go and look at the ads, and something will pop up. It's hilarious. But I have been noticing that. I'm sure you guys have probably seen this as well. And, some people are like, it's an invasion of privacy. I'm like, it's convenient as all heck. I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm okay with AI listening to me as long as it's not, as long as it's not selling my information to spammers. But if it's legitimate advertisers, like, heck, things that I like. Well, I like Lego. I find Lego fun. I find it relaxing. So I don't mind if there's some new Lego set comes out and all of a sudden, because the AI knows I like Lego, I get an ad for it and maybe a coupon. That's what I would say too. Give me a coupon too. I will be even more happy with your ads. So just something to think about. All right. So Jungle is saying dollar cost averaging on VFV, perfect. XQQ in my future. Yeah, I think these are both good choices. Even like this whole mess that's going on with tech right now, I have, it's going to resolve itself. Pretty much, you watch once OpenAI releases like ChatGPT 5, people will all of a sudden be jumping right back on the hype train. It will, and it's going to be big for tech when that happens, because it's kind of that thing. That's when we'll probably see. Now, when is that going to be? That's the thing. I have heard rumblings. Now, I don't have official word on this, but I have heard rumblings that internally ChatGPT, OpenAI, is holding off until after the federal election, because apparently some of the advancements and some of the newer stuff would make it easier to basically to meddle with the whole election process. So not meddle as in with votes, but as in creating fake ads and things like that, and all kinds of stuff on that line. So, but here's the thing with these things that keep coming out. I mean, look at it. I mean, if you saw on the last 0 to 100K update, I had AI make me a friggin' talking beaver. It's not perfect yet, but I imagine it'll be pretty soon. It'll be perfect pretty soon. I don't think it'll take long. Larry says, let's see, it's all guessing. Some guesses are more educated than others and still wrong. I can show you a stock that is obviously worth 240 billion and it's only valued at 40. Yeah, absolutely. And this is a beautiful thing. So if you guys remember with the earnings, NVIDIA, going back to NVIDIA again, I called that one wrong. 100% I was wrong. Like all the data, the fundamentals, they all said we should have gotten the opposite reaction. But the fundamentals didn't take into account the hysteria that was building around AI and that what it was going to do. So it was a surprise. It does happen. I'm going to make mistakes. You will all make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. And the funny thing with that NVIDIA is so many people made a lot of mistakes on that one. So there's a lot of people who are sitting with, and I'm hoping, and this is what I'm hoping that people who made mistakes on NVIDIA didn't take a big loss. As in, hold on, it will rectify itself. It may not happen till after the election, but it will rectify itself. You'll get back in the green. You'll be able to you'll be able to save grace at that point, because the last thing I want to see is people running into that situation where you make that unrealized loss into a realized one. That's never good, especially if it's a company you know is going to bounce back. Vineet is in the building. Good to see you, Vineet. CC, all the analysts still recommend CLSK, so I'm trying to not panic. Hardcore BTCers are unhappy because CLSK dilutes as much as double start of every quarter. October will be 300K to 600K shares. Yeah. I like the fact that CLSK they have debt. They don't have very much debt, like very little debt. So that's a good thing. And you know what we did not look at, because I cannot tell you right now, but now that you're telling me this, CleanSpark, let's go back here. I did not actually look and see what they do. That makes a big difference right there. Let's see. So they're engaged in acquiring, licensing, and marketing patents and technology to create sustainable energy. Okay. All right. So yeah, it is an energy system. Okay. I know I've read this before, so that's fine. Yeah, it's still, it's still one I wouldn't touch personally. Not saying to me, this one would be, I don't want to say a gamble, but a little bit of a gamble. The fundamentals don't make me confident. So if somebody were saying, hey, name me a startup stock that you think is going to do absolutely fantastic, this one wouldn't make the list. It would not make that list. I'm still hoping that they do well, especially if you're invested in it big time. I still think, and let's just take a look here. When you look, let's come back here. If we go back even further now, you can sort of see they've had their moment. They've had this moment before. Then they fell and they went a long time. Gosh, hopefully it doesn't take them that long, because we're looking at from 2022 to 20, good 2 years or more, a little more than 2 years. Hopefully it doesn't take 2 years for you to get your money back, or at least to get into a profit again with them. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Now, I would want to, and this is a situation too, and this is where, I'll leave this on you. Investigating more into what products, what their specific products are, what the demands are, what kind of customers do they have? Do they have customers lining up? These are questions I would want to know before I would be willing to put anything into something like CleanSpark. So just something I would say. Larry says, see, I was selling TSLL at 1110, fully got out at 1050. I just thought it was too high for an event that happens like 30 days from now. Right, absolutely. Jay says, I forgot I had XDiv. That's why I got rid of Fortis and Enbridge, too many stocks. Okay, that's fair enough. Sometimes people will get to this position. Like, it's easy to get in there and buy, I want this company, I want that company. The thing is, you don't want to have more companies than you can comfortably manage, because the more companies you have, the harder it is to catch things that are going on, to keep up with what's happening with that company, especially if you've got a full-time job and you're investing on the side. It can be difficult. So you may only be able to handle, maybe you can only handle 20 companies, maybe 10. Or, or if you're in a situation where you do have a lot of time on your hands, you could definitely go into more. So that's interesting. All right. CC says, good play, Larry. Let's see. I just guessed right. I had no clue it was going to drop this low. Bitcoin miner, am I in the right stock? CLSK. Yeah, Clean Spark. So they're a Bitcoin miner. Why is it not saying that in here? Petroleum sludge animal mixtures. Using clean, renewable, energy-friendly warming fuel for... So this is giving me the absolute wrong company description then. All right, you know what? Let's use another source. All right. Let's actually see if we can find their website. CLSK stock. We'll just go with that for now. Clean Spark. Let's see here. 3 days ago, stock's making the biggest move midday. Okay, nice. Clean Spark. Seriously, I want their page. I'm just gonna put web page here as well. We'll see if we get it. We gotta get it. Because yeah, if they're a Bitcoin miner, well, that could change things a little bit. So yeah, like right here, America's Bitcoin miner. Why the heck? I have no idea why TSX is providing me all the wrong information. It's giving me at least in that description for some reason. I don't know. Let's see, Bitcoin earning mining. Yeah, okay, that's what they're doing. Operations. Let's go a little bit about the about part. There we go. So we own and operate multiple data centers that primarily run on low carbon power. Okay, this changes things a little bit. It definitely does. Okay. So right now they're not running well. But what this company needs, well, they need a pump in the price of Bitcoin. That's going to change things. The problem with miners right now is that, and we don't need this page up at this point. Let's just bring up the full screen. So the problem with miners is that they're in that stage where after a halvening, Bitcoin never goes straight up. Sometimes actually after a halving. Let's go to the jam board. I only got this until October 1st, apparently. Here we go. So when we have a halvening, and we'll just say right here, we'll call it H. So usually the build up to a halvening, you normally get Bitcoin coming up, and we'll put it let's use Bitcoin. Oh, we'll use yellow for Bitcoin. Why not? So a lot of times coming up to the halving, Bitcoin, it's that whole buy the rumor thing, right? Sell the news. So people get very, very excited. But what typically happens after a halving is you normally get a little bit of a drop, or you might get some sideways motion, but you normally get a drop. So you'll normally see kind of this characteristic, and I'll just put it right here, kind of like this, and then you get your big pump upwards. Now, time-wise, you're usually looking at, 4 or 5 months. This can be, you can go all the way up to 6 months, but that historically is what happens each time that we have. Now I'm thinking yellow may not have been the best. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I went big. I went big. Yellow may not be the best color. All right, I'll redraw this. I'm just going to clear the frame. I am going to, actually, let's go with something a little bigger. We'll go with a marker, and I'll do H. All right, so if this here is your halvening right here. So I'll put an H up here to say. So when Bitcoin comes into that, and we won't use yellow. I think black. We'll use black. So Bitcoin typically comes into a halving. Oops. All right, come on. There we go. It tends to be going up when it comes into the halving. So up like this. Once we get to the halving, though, normally we actually will get a bit of a drop. You know, it'll be jagged and all of that fun stuff. But then it turns around and it begins that parabolic pump. Now, mind you, that's not a straight line. I drew a straight line, but it'll probably have, you know, a couple of things like that along the way, a couple of little corrections, but then you get that big jump. Now, the time frame between here and here, that tends to be about 4 to 6 months when you look at a halving. So that indicates that we could be due, and most people think we're due either September, October for this to start happening, because we have been experiencing this. So as it has happened in the past, it has happened this time, at least that part. So the parabolic part is what's next. So I know when you go onto YouTube, if you follow any of the Bitcoin, any of the Bitcoin folk, they're going on like crazy about this. Now, I will point out though that each having this pump is a little bit less. So when you're thinking about, you know, oh my God, Bitcoin's going to 4x or 5x, it's probably not. It's probably not even going to 2x. So 2x is more reasonable, but it probably won't. So I am thinking if this happens and it holds up true, I'm thinking probably 120K would be the top. Maybe even only 100K. So I'm thinking we're going to see something in that zone. Now, I could be totally wrong, and I really hope I am, because it would be fantastic just to see this go crazy. The hype out there would be really interesting, and it would be really interesting to see how the US government starts to react to something like this. So that, I think, would be very, very cool. But it's kind of just the way things do work. So when you look at all of the halvings in the past, and I don't know if somebody has one of these prepared. I'm going to just take a look here. Let's see here. We'll just do Bitcoin halvings. Bitcoin halvings graphs side by side. See if I can find this here. We'll go to we'll go to images. All right. Let's see here. All right. Well, here we go. All right. Let me try to pull this up big screen here for you. Can I get this even bigger? There we go. There we go. So you can see here we are coming into the halving. Then we get this big thing coming down like this. You'll see it. We go down. Then we go up. Once again, in this case here, it's not as dramatic. Down, up, down, up. That's the way it tends to happen each time. So we've kind of had this motion part here already. We're looking for the going up part. So it's just kind of the way it has happened. Now, mind you, you know, when you look at this, look in the past, you can see we made it to the top of these little green bands here. So in this case here, going up to 18,000. But you'll notice that in 2021, sorry. This is where we are right now, isn't it? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, you know, some people are predicting up here at about 130,000. I was saying 120, so I'm saying about here, right about here, just sort of looking at it. But you can sort of see how it kind of works. These are not the best graphs. I'd like to see a little bit more behind them, but it's just giving you a general idea of what's been happening. So we definitely have to say that we'll see how it works. I think I'm more accurate than people who are going off saying we're going to 200K, 300K. I've even heard people saying it could blow all the way up to 700K. That's not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. 100 to 120, I think that's reasonable. After that, here's the thing. I will tell you right now, if we get up here, I am going to do one thing. I will let's put this, I'll put this in red. I am going to sell right here. I'll tell you why. Because this is what the whales are going to do. there will be massive selling up here, and that will then drive things down. How far down it's going to go, don't know, but it can go down. It won't go all the way back down to where we were, but it will come down. There will be a good correction, so it might go down to, let's just say theoretically it goes down to about 85. Well, if it was at 120 and I sold, what do you think I'm going to do at 185? I'm going to buy, because why wouldn't I? That means however much I had here, I'm going to have a lot more here, because once it does this little correction, it's going to do its normal thing again to the next halving. I wish it would scroll sideways. That would make this so much fun. But from here on, we'll just go with this one. It's going to start doing its normal thing, ups, downs, and it will move forward, and you'll play it like you normally would until we get the next big catalyst in the system. So just sort of something to keep in mind when you're thinking about October and what's going to happen when we come to crypto. And you know what we didn't do, guys? We didn't take our final look at the market. That's because you guys have been fantastic. Definitely fantastic. Before we do that, though, I'll just quickly catch up with the chat. CCC, CC, I throw an extra C in there. The new charting says your next BTC max is right. Okay, there we go. I'm glad to see that. I haven't seen the new charting, so I'm just basing this on what I know of the marking fundamental analysis and kind of how it's behaving. And I also tend to try to take a more conservative approach. Like, as much as I would love to see Bitcoin go to 200K, it's just not reasonable. It isn't reasonable at this point. All right, now back to the market. Oh, Ethereum is still not looking great. So the TSX, it did finish a little bit in the red, down 0.90%. S&P 500 down 1.73%. NASDAQ down a whole 2.69%. Dow Jones down a full percent. Gold's down. Silver's really down 2.95%. Jordan, go buy some more. Oil's down 1.85%. Bitcoin's down 5.07%. And Ethereum 5.61%. And here's Bitcoin right now. So yeah, it's heading on down. We'll have to see what the weekend holds, but it may not be that much more pain if everything does hold up and it follows. It follows what Bitcoin has done after every halving. We could see some positive news on Bitcoin sooner than later. That's what we'll say. We'll call sooner than later. One of these days, we'll actually I'll do some technical analysis, pull up some of the other time frames on Bitcoin and see if we can really break it down a little bit more for you. We won't do it today, but because I'd want to put in a few of the lines ahead of time just to make it easier instead of sort of charting on the go. But you never know. I always end up charting on the go anyway. So we'll look at that definitely in the future. That heat map, once again, a lot of red. Other than, well, look, we were talking about Enbridge today. They're up 0.27%. PPL is actually up a tiny bit as well, so that's not too shabby. The banks kind of not that hit too hard today. So here's the fun thing, and look at the Elementation on Kushtar 1.92. Let's get rid of the winners. Let's see who is really well. The railroads, well, maybe not both, but CNR is down 1.31. Let's go even deeper. Let's go even more. Let's go right to the losers. So yeah, these are the worst of the worst. We got Quebecor. Oh, Skidoo. So Skidoo had their earnings call that came out. And one of the things in their earnings call is they actually reported that they're expecting sales to be down this year because of the way the economy is. So that has not helped them at all. It wasn't a great earnings call for Skidoo, not Canoe. Yeah, a few things here. London Minden is down. So yeah, we get Fairfax Financial we mentioned earlier. So yeah, we definitely got a whole galaxies down there. Look at that, 5.62%. So these are some of the ones really pulling things down. What's this here? 7. I don't even know who this is. Oh, it's CES Energy. Oh boy, yeah. That's a good drop. That's a good drop. I like this company too. So hopefully they rebound. Hopefully we get some rebounding. All right. ETFs, once again, pretty much, what can you do? And the US side, pretty much the same thing. Tesla made it down to 8.45% down. So that's not too, I was going to say not too shabby. It's very shabby. It's the definition of shabby. So not great at all. Do we have any highlights in here? Well, we got McDonald's. Let's get rid of the losers. We'll see if we can pull. Yeah, so here's some of the highlights. You got AT&T, McDonald's. Is this? I think this is Abbott Labs. So Abbott's doing okay. Yeah, we got a few, but not a lot. And then, of course, like we said before, crypto, red as they can be. Holy banana bread. Oh, well, what can we do? What can we do? All right, let's bring this down. Bring me up full screen. All right, so we're heading, we might be heading towards the end. I don't know. So if you get some last minute questions, throw them in. Keep in mind, those last minute questions, I have seen last minute questions take me an hour to get through. So that's not too shabby. I'll have a drink of coffee here in a moment while you guys start to hit your noggins for what you want to ask. Patricia, though, is in the house. Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. All right, let's have this. Oh, by the way, guys, hit that like button. Mary hasn't, I didn't see Mary here today. So normally she's my reminder for you guys to hit the like button, but definitely do that. It does have to, it does really, really, really help the algorithm push this out to more people. So that's a good thing for the channel. Oh God, that was so good. Let's see, Gina, have to watch the replay. Nice. Going. I was like, do I know it, Gina? I don't think I do. Do I want to let Patricia know I don't know who Gina is? I'm not sure, but okay, it's going. Going, that's fun. And Lisa just dropped in. Hello, Lisa. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show for sure. Oh boy. So coming up, of course, today, the Big Six Bank review, we did drop that. I am using this new thing because I'm trying to, I don't mind, like, for example, behind me right now with the bookcase. I find that fine, but in the videos, I'm trying to sort of cover it up because it sort of breaks the background a little bit. So I used sort of a divider in that video. So let me know, do you like the divider or not? Because if you guys like it, I'll buy another one for upstairs, because I pulled that one up from downstairs just to borrow it. We'll take a look. Because I'm trying to get away from the green screen. I like the green screen, but at the same time, I'm thinking, I want the channel to evolve, and I think it's time to evolve past the green screen. So we'll go with that. Bismarcky says, "Good Friday, all. Thank God this week is over. Portfolio did not do well this week." Oh, my friend, yes. Remember, we're going to have days, weeks, months like this. It can happen. You just got to, sort of play your cards right. Don't look at it as a red trend as being a bad thing. Look at it as a chance to, do some good dollar cost averaging into, maybe even averaging down a little bit, knock that adjusted cost base down on some things that maybe you bought before. So it's not a bad thing. And if you're holding stuff outside of a registered account, it may even be an opportunity for some tax loss harvesting. So that is something too that some people will take into consideration. I know a lot of people wait till December for tax loss harvesting, but I'm kind of the person that says, well, if I know I need to do it, why not do it when I got an opportunity? So I'll do it any time in the year. I won't hold off. So nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. A bloodbath. Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. Yeah, it's not been a great week. Not been a great week, but what can we do? What can we do, right? Let's see. It's okay. I'm in it for the long haul. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. VLG's like, but I enjoy monitoring your bubbly stock on your bookshelf. Yes, right now it's increasing the stock because I'm in a every time we order groceries, we're getting a couple of 2 to 3 cases just to get them all back up to full level. And then I don't have to, then that'll last me for months and months. So that's always a good thing. Yeah, I think it's roughly once a quarter we have to do that. So we are in the process of getting those bubbly all back up in stock. So yeah, well, we'll take a look. I mean, you're still going to have even if I get the thing, I don't think I'll have it up on the live streams. I think I'll just have it up for. It's just going to be for filming. It's just going to be for filming. That's because it's not like, in a way, it's like I have a double standard, right? And I kind of do. I mean, I look at the filming as being more, it's more regimented. You've got scripting and editing and all that stuff. Whereas here, nope, there's no editing. This is as casual as you're going to get it. It's pretty much the same as sitting in my house. Other than, you might get bugged by one of the cats. But other than that, yeah, it's kind of the same old thing. I like that. I like the fact that there's, you don't edit a live stream or anything like that. It's just simple. It's just kind of in the raw, and that is kind of fun. Now, what I do like, and this is one of the things I actually do like. So when I was using the green screen, the boom, you can sort of see it up there in the corner to the left, or, well, I don't know if it's your left or my right, but you can see it to the side, to the side of the Mountain Finest, the end side of the Mountain Finest. You can see that boom just sort of going up there in the corner. That thing is so sensitive. So when I actually use that mic to edit or to record, it gets every micro breath, every little pop of liquid in my mouth. It gets it all. So it actually takes, I would say it adds about a half an hour of editing to a video when I do it that way. Now, using this mic over here, I don't know if you can see it. Well, here you go. You can see it now. This mic is not as, I mean, it's still good mic. It just doesn't register every single little sound. Like it'll get, if I breathe, like it's going to get it. But the little breaths, it pretty much doesn't even register. So it's like, oh, there's a lot less things I have to edit. So I do like that. That's one of the other advantages I do like as well. So yeah, we'll have to sort of see how that goes. So we will be on the air, of course, on Sunday for another This Week. And as you guys know, one of the stories is going to involve Tiff Macklem, of course. So you guys can figure that one out for sure. But we'll be back. We'll have, I don't know yet what we're going to probably have a list video, I think, for Tuesday. And then the big event Friday, Funny Books has sponsored a video for us. So that is going to be a deep dive on HBA. That's coming out on Friday. I can't wait. We'll also, of course, have a market close on Wednesday. And well, I have to look at the schedule to see what we can offer you guys for earning possibilities. But that's going to be fun. Also, we are getting close to October. Ooh. Now I have an idea. So we have a live stream scheduled for, I think it's October 7th. We'll double check here. We'll go to the schedule. So those of you who don't know, over on the Discord server, we have a schedule here. It's still called schedule because JJ hasn't gotten around to renaming it to something silly. So it is called silly. It's silly. It is called schedule still. Yeah, October. Yeah, it is on 7th. So October 7th, 7 p.m. Put that on your calendar. That's going to be our 3-year celebration live stream. So I have nothing planned. Like I'm not going to come in with a lesson or, we're not going to have a specific theme. But due to popular request, I will do a mini. I won't say a mini. I'll do a bomb thing So we'll figure something to put the bomb on, and I will eat it on that live stream. So yeah, it'll be fun for you guys. But that's where we'll do it. October 7th. We'll put that in there because that's a perfect place to put it. Because that way there, if I'm, suffering for like 10 minutes or so or 15 minutes, that's a great place for it. Oh boy. So yeah, October 7th. Now I have the date to dread. I can start counting it down. So we'll do that October 7th. That'll be fun. All right, guys, this has been another fantastic afternoon. You guys, of course, rock. It's always fun to be here. Oh, really? Well, early happy birthday, Patricia. Now, my birthday is actually 1 week from today, next Friday. So now a lot of people born in early October, mid-September type thing. So my mom's birthday is actually October 5th. So yeah, a couple of days difference. Patricia says, hope I'll be able to join. Well, if you can't, there's always going to be the replay. There will be the replay. And I think this time around, I'm probably going to use more bomb than I used last time. Like I'll put a full teaspoon on. A full teaspoon. There we go. Oh boy. Oh, this is going to be good. So, all right. Until next time, everyone. I can't say that yet. I want to be big. I hate leaving when I'm not big screen. So, until next time, everyone, have a fantastic weekend. I will see you guys on Sunday. Let's, until then, forget about the market. Put it beside. Don't let it eat at you on the weekend. Have some fun. Enjoy summer while we got a couple of days left in it. But soon enough, you're going to be raking leaves. So until then, everyone, take care and